Hello, everyone. We are back again with RoadWarden by Moral Anxiety Studios. Clearly, it's Monday. I can't speak, so we'll work on that today. Slam Bright, welcome. Yes, this, for anyone who doesn't know, is a friend of mine for quite some time now, a few years. Known him for a few years, but yes, he's decided to come and share his adoration of me. You guys are funny. But thank you. Yes. So here we are, another day in Road Warden. We have done a lot of things. This is not the beginning of the show by any stretch of the imagination. We've been playing this game for a while now, and whoops, didn't mean to do that. We've basically done the main quest up to a point, and we now have to go and finish up our side quests, essentially. Hey, I count from 0. Do be careful of the flooding. If you have to go. No worries, but I'm glad you're here. It's been a while since we've seen you in the chat. I know that you like to lurk, so welcome into lurking. It's raining at my house too, so I totally understand. Hey Trav, yay, you're here. So yeah, let's get into another session of Road Warden. See if we can't clear up some of these quests that we have, because we've got a list. It's a to-do list. I'm surprised we haven't seen Sorry Awkward yet today. Oh, I wonder what they're up to. Anyway, the usual people are here. So, before the invasion that took place 1 generation ago, the southern tribes were called barbarians, and the southern realms were known as the wastelands. More world building in the splash screen today, so we can finally continue our way. We are in the town of Howler's Dell. It's the first village that we reached. For those who are new, hey, K-Schwiggle, long time no see. Welcome in. But for those who are new, our character is Sauron. He used to be a fighter. I seem to have gotten a new follower. Hey, Danielle, 21621. Welcome in. We've made it to the follower goal of 50. Congrats to us. Affiliate incoming, maybe? We'll see. But yes, welcome in. Hi, I'm great. How are you? Welcome in. It's gonna be a crazy Monday, I think. This is gonna be great. So now that we have met our followers goal, congrats to us. This is awesome. I'm glad you're good, Danielle. It's nice to see a new face in here. Yeah, 50 is good. We're gonna keep that milestone for a hot second because I'm excited now. So yeah, we're playing Road Warden by Moral Anxiety Games. It's a great game. I highly recommend it. We're having fun. So we have on our docket today so many quests. We have all of these quests. These are the completed ones, a much shorter list, sadly, but we've got a lot. So we have technically not explored everything in the peninsula. I'm not entirely certain how to complete this quest, to be quite honest, but we've not been everywhere. We need to help others, as many others as we have. I don't know how many others we can actually help, but we need to. We've helped a few. We've helped the scavenger. He's in Howler's Dell at the moment. We've helped a few people with finding or rejecting matches as a matchmaker. We have delivered the healing potion to Akikos for his daughter, and we've delivered the Empress fish to the druid. And he told us some stuff afterwards. It was great. There is a place northeast that we know about for certain. There's also the coastal village near Howler's Dell that we haven't actually been to yet either. So there's that too. But we've almost explored the totality of the map. Oh, hey, welcome. Nice of you to come jump in. I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. Lurk away. I love my lurkers. I mean, as much as I enjoy having chat participation in my chat, it is optional. I appreciate everyone who votes when it comes to voting time. But yeah, welcome in and lurk away. I appreciate lurkers immensely. Immensely. Lurkers are great. So yeah, I hope you have a fun time while you're doing what you do. We have yet to find Esteron, the previous RoadWarden. We're pretty sure that he bought a ship and left. To where, we do not know. But he got out. He grabbed money, left. That's what we know. We've got some bronze rods to run around. So with and put places. We have placed a rod on an abandoned watchtower on the southern crossroads, in the heart of the woods, at Pell to the north, close to the monastery, but we've been forbidden to place one in Howler's Dell. We asked. They went, no, she crazy. So there's that. We still have got a few more. We have a closed tunnel that we need to deal with. I think we have to go to Howler or Gale Rocks. I think we have to go to Gale Rocks and be like, hey, there's a cave-in the tunnel. I've cleared it out, but could you guys come help? I think that's what we have to do for that. We have the Eastern Path, so we need to go back and talk to Ela about a whole bunch of stuff. We need to tell him about the spider from the cabin is dead, that we've encountered a fallen tree that we need help with, that the dolmen in the south is safe, and that the mayor from Howler's Dell claims that people from Creeks, a hunting village in the far north, have some issues maintaining their roads. Yeah, well, I mean, the roads are kind of crazy. No, I understand that. We do have to deal with the fallen tree. For some reason, that's not finished. I believe that we haven't found the highwayman, which is probably Glaucia's band, so there's that. We have Glaucia's band to deal with. They've only really been picking on White Marshes. We haven't spent a lot of time in White Marshes either. So there's some stuff there. I do need to go back to Pell to the north and be like, hey, apparently the bandits are not really that big of a bandit problem, except from White Marshes, so you can just, like, ixnay on that. Hey, sorry, awkward. I was wondering where you were. Welcome in, welcome in. We haven't started making decisions yet. And perhaps don't gamble that we're going to win at the axe throwing, because we never have at all. Nice to see you, though. We got new people in chat today, too. You missed all the new people. Sad. We made our following goal as well. I have 50 followers now. Can you believe it? Crazy. We do know how to heal the plague. There's just a lot more we need to do with that. The tree eats magic, and we can either bleed for it, which I'm not a big fan of, being hemophobic. So there's a lot of the B word in this that I did not expect, but I probably should have. Or we can buy spirit stones and feed it to the tree as well. There's the missing hunters. We don't know where they are. We've been looking, not very well, mind you, but we've been looking. There's the old hamlet that we have to deal with. The druids don't want us to deal with it. Theus wants us to deal with it. We have not yet decided what we're gonna do about it, and we haven't actually been there either. So we're gonna do that at some point. Orentis the Necromancer. We have to talk to Theus, apparently, about this. But that's all we've done. We talked to Helvius, and he was like, yeah, I can introduce you if you are, friendly to us. Which has been basically everybody's read in this entire game, is like, we show up, we're like, hey, we're the new RoadWarden. They're like, we don't trust you. And I'm like, okay, what do you need us to do for us to be trusted? And they go, do stuff for us. And we go, okay. That's been literally the whole game. We have letters to read. We need to go back and let them know what they say. Poor Valens. I feel sad for him. Like, he was so pleased that he made this beautiful wax tablet, and he was like, I don't know how to read, so could you find out what this says? And then, Yeah, count. Exactly. It's like 75% of all adventure-esque RPGs is we don't trust you, do stuff for us, and then we'll trust you. Oh, hey, we trust you now. Here's some stuff. It's kind of the same here. But yeah, poor Valens, his husband left him for another person because he was like, I'm out of here. There may have been that the whole like the dead walking around doing stuff kind of, I'm sure, weirded him out. So poor thing. Yeah, we never lie to people. Like I don't even have I don't even have it in the character sheet that says that we never we have lied none. It's funny. Yeah, that conversation's gonna be real sad. We need to. We finally finished speaking about Erastos. Apparently, he's a bad candidate for the job. Cassie is not a great candidate for the job either. Neither of them were very good. They were more hype than reality. So I need to go back to Pelt of the North for a couple of reasons, just to talk to people. The ruined village we haven't cleared out. That place makes us sick. There's some stuff we need to do there, but we haven't been back in a while. Yes. Well, I mean, here was the thing about that. It's a lie is not necessarily what you say, it's how you say it. If we were trying to convince them that that's what we believed, but we didn't actually believe it, that would have been the lie. However, we did actually believe it, and that was why it was also a truth. So that's the reason why it was the same thing that had lie or truth in it. We picked, of course, the truth option because we're not assholes. Spirit Rock. Photios wants a spirit rock from the Enchantress to help his daughter, who, according to Eustosia, would literally kill her. So we are not going to give the spirit rock to Photios, because that would kill his daughter. And his daughter just wants her dad to be happy with her. Like, she didn't turn out the way he expected, and he's not willing to accept her for who and what she is. And that's the sad situation of Photios and Phoebe. Like, I feel real bad for her. I do not feel as bad for her dad. He's being an ass. Yeah. Theus wants us to spy for her. We were like, yeah, sure. If we hear shit, we'll tell you. It's fine. It's less spying and more just like, well, this is what the neighbors are doing. Like, we're just telling her the truth because we don't lie ever. Sauron has never lied a day in his life. He does not. He's not going to start now. I don't know, Count. Maybe. Sorry Awkward would know, because Sorry Awkward has finished this game like 4 times. Wild. I don't know if we'll ever get to that. This is not going to become my channel. I have other things I want to play here, but it's been fun. Like, I went into this blind. It was nice to have a couple people in chat who've played this before. Sorry Awkward is one of them. But not the only one. And Bromley Falco is the other one who's not in today because he's on the West Coast and it's early for him. But yeah, so yeah, it's been fun to go in blind actually. And then we also have the Swamp Altar, which we kind of know what's going on there. We've made out with this tree quite a bit actually. So yeah, for our character sheet, because I'm just going over stuff because we've got new people in. Might as well. We are Sauron the RoadWarden. After years of training to become a fighter, we came to the northern peninsula, to help the local villages and to make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. We're doing our best out here. It's not everybody wants us to, but we're doing our best. We are a fighter, so we get Force as our special ability. We have advantage on physical interactions involving random chance. It hasn't gone in our favor when it comes to gambling, but most everywhere else we've pretty much survived at one point by the skin of our teeth, but we did it. We have pretty decent vitality. We have excellent nourishment. Our armor's as good as we can get it until we're way richer. We're kind of dirty, but we're not the dirtiest we've ever been. Our combat experience is average, which is helpful. We've spared some animals. We are a pagan, which is more the druids of this game. So strong connection to nature and spirits, but we're very much sort of shamanistic in nature at best. But our faith is undetermined. We have not made a decision based on our faith yet in this game. It probably is because we're pagan, and the pagan groups in the area are not like, so how's your faith? Like they don't make us decide based on faith. If we'd gone with the rites, the other religion options that we had, maybe we would have had more religious choices or religious influence choices, but we have not had any as a pagan. As you can see, it should say none here at Lies. I don't even have the option anymore, which I'm pretty sure is a bug, a fairly minor, innoxious bug, but yeah, no lies ever spoken here. In fact, it's blank. Our sewing experience is advanced now. We know how to sew our own stuff. We fix it all the time. Our gambling experience is 0, which is why we still, for the life of us, cannot win at axe throwing. We've never played a game of dice in our life, and maybe we should. Just saying. So that's kind of where we're at. As far as inventory goes, we've got a lot going on here. We've got some supplies. This is our sewing stuff. We have this bone ring we should probably go up to Gale Rocks and talk to somebody about. You know, you said that yesterday with 4 times in a row, sorry, awkward, and you lost. Like, maybe, just maybe, you should let it go. But we are fairly rich with coins right now. We've got 20. Woohoo! Here are the bronze rods. We've got a cave ear, which is a poisonous mushroom. Not entirely certain what to do with it. And I can't, must be prepared by an experienced herbalist. Not entirely certain where to find an herbalist. Probably Gale Rocks. We have this arrow that we could probably go talk to somebody in Gale Rocks about, because that's where it was made. And we have these tablets that we eventually have to send places. We've got some keys, which is nice. We've got our horse. We named our horse Soda Pop because yes. We have a fish trap in the southeastern turn. And we checked it, and it didn't have anything in it yet. So there we go. We should go back there at some point. We have our gamison, we have some rope, we have a travel set that has all kinds of useful things in it, plus all three out of, I think, 5 objects that you can use to get cleaner with. So we've got that. And we have a wooden lantern. Here's our well-crafted battle axe. There's a better one. We have a crossbow with 7 bolts and a shield, which has paid off. Oh boy, good investment. Highly recommend the shield if you come across it. Of course, we are a warrior. I don't think that the other 2 classes that you can play in this game will do well. So yeah, we have 6 hours before dusk and things to do. Let's see if we can finish up whatever we need to do here. We have to talk to Theus, of course. Nope, can't do that. Not willing to speak with us about that. We haven't been there. Okay, we may have to finish the fishing village. Can't work because it's too late. You basically get to noon and it's done. Don't have anything else to talk to the druids about. So yeah, we have to travel. Travel is the only way forward here. So yeah, we need to go to this arrow, or we could just fuck off and do other things, I suppose. Anything that's currently grayed out, like these are all grayed out, means that we cannot arrive there before nightfall. So it's a really bad idea to attempt. We might be able to get to White Marshes, but we have to go talk to the guy at the peat fields to open this up to get in, which costs money. We have some of the path through the middle here opened. And we have places to go. So we can definitely check out the village over here, the fishing village over here that we need to check out. We could go to the ruins and mess around. We could go to Pell to the north and talk to people. We could even go to Tulia's camp and see if it's been cleared out, because Tulia is at Pell to the north right now going, fuck me. What do you guys think? discuss for those who are deciding to be active in chat. Where should we go? Should we finish off the fishing village for Theus? Should we go mess around with Beholder or the ruined village or Pell to the North and finish up things there? Discuss. Tell me. I've talked for a while and I'd like to finish my coffee because coffee is life. Coffee is love. It's not the only caffeine that I enjoy, but it's the caffeine I have right now. What do you guys think? Yeah, we have a cloak with a pocket. It's great. The cloak is 14, but we'd have to reach Foggies, which we can do in time. We can, but why? Okay. That's a good suggestion, Trav. Anyone else want to weigh in on this discussion? It's a discussion. It's not really a vote. It's just a discussion. No, Count agrees with Trav. I mean, Trav is the sensible one about 90% of the time. He says 75%, but we've decided 90. That's how that works. There's thing like since we're currently at Howler's Dell, we could go pick up the better axe like immediately, but it's 17 coins. Like that's all of our money. Trav is a popular guy suggestion-wise. Nice. All right. Well, we're just gonna go finish this this village. We'll be back in Howler's Dell in no time flat. And we'll get paid more. Yay, more money. We don't have nearly enough money. The cloak is good for getting a good night's sleep when you're not in a settlement with an inn, essentially, when you don't have the option for a bed. The axe will help us in combat situations. That's kind of the trade-off. The longer you follow the corridor of hills, the more daring the harpies get, observing you as they lower their flight. For now, there's 5 of them. They're fluttering. Bat-like wings let them hang in a spot, though loudly. The creatures are smaller than goblins, with ape-like feathers and talons that make you think of a parrot. Their fur is shades of browns and grays. You could try to get through them, but you have to scare them off for good. Otherwise, you won't be able to ride back east uphill. So, are we ready to face down the harpies, or are we turning back to Howler's Dell? Now we come to the part where we vote. 1 or 2, ready or turn back. I will take numbers or the keywords. Either work. We have currently 5 viewers in chat, so if I get 3 people jumping in on the vote, I will go with the consensus. That's how we roll here. Oh, the armor is as good as we can get it. We would need to spend all 20 coins on the upgrade for the armor. And we can fix our own armor, so we don't necessarily need it at the top 4 out of 4 position. It just means that we basically die in 4 hits rather than 5. Like, that's really only difference. All right, it looks like the ones have it. So... thank you, chat. Wow, very active today. I'm loving it. We're ready to face them. Let's do this. You keep riding forward and unpack every piece of equipment that could be of use here. It'd be better to weaken the beasts before you clash with them. So, we can use our crossbow, which we don't generally use, or we can take a swing with our axe and let the beasts get closer. 1 or 2, crossbow or axe. What shall we do, chat? I'm depending on you. The rhyme is actually intended. 1 or 2, crossbow or axe. You tell me what to do. So that's how we roll here. Count starts off the vote with 1, crossbow. Winter Fairy agrees. The ones are in the lead. Yeah, we have 7 and we know where to get more, so... it looks like the ones win. Fantastic. We're all on the same page this morning. Sorry, Awkward does not even need to get involved. Nice. I use my crossbow. We have 6 corals left. Your coral hits a harpy's side, making it screech. It stays in the air, flapping its wings desperately, but gets lower and lower, unaware of the stream of blood leaving its shell. All right. Yeah, range to start. I take a swing with my axe and let the beasts get closer. You find comfort in the rhythm dictated by your palfrey, but you'll struggle to protect both of you, not to mention trying to push away the onslaught. You have to use your axe to scare away anything from reaching Soda Pop's eyes. So, before we use our force option, we have I'll hide my head behind my shield. Apparently, I'm too weak to stay on the offense, though I'm not entirely certain why. I could cover my head with my armored arms, or I've got no tricks to help me here. However, with the force option, I'm strong enough to stay on the offense. So, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Shield, offense, arms, tricks. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Shield, offense, arms, tricks. You guys tell me. What will it be? Chat dictates the way, so saith me. Whenever he says 1, hide behind the shield. Let's double down on the power of offense. So I have a vote for shield and I have a vote for offense. What does the rest of chat think? Trav agrees with offense. The 2s are in the lead. The 2s have it. They are the consensus. All right, we are strong enough to stay on the offense. We are just taking the harpies down. The beasts are too slow to dodge your strikes. One through one of their necks, the others let you be, exchanging sad glances as they land next to their wounded allies. After not even having the sound of the sea. Not necessarily, Count. I would disagree with that, and I'm sure anyone who's ever been in the SCA might also disagree. It is definitely taking a step back to reassess option, but it's not necessarily a retreat option. It could just be a changing the angle so you can line up the next hit option, depending on the size of the shield, of course. Also, the style of combat. There's a reason why shields were invented, after all. Finally. The coast is a mixture of green and gray, with sands already covered by the water. The waves hit the land fiercely, but can't put an end to the screeching of seagulls. The signs of human presence are fading away. The grasses overgrow the path. The palisade and building are already collapsing. The lonely tree, still bearing signs of human pruning, is unkempt and wild. You see no smoke or lights. Well, that's the thing about this game is there is this concept called the Wrath of the Herds. As much as there are obviously fantasy monsters in here, harpies, dragons, dire wolves, undead, etc., and so on. There is this understanding of nature, kind of like in Avatar, the movie, not Avatar: The Last Airbender, the other one with the blue people from space. But that all of the nature is connected and has a sort of intelligence in a way. And so the harpies being sad for the loss of their own is very on par for that kind of understanding. The wrath of the herds is when humans move into an area and start like clear cutting the woods and disrespecting the link between the land and the nature therein and the animals, and like essentially decimating, as we do in real life, areas for the animals to live in. So the wrath of the herds comes and just like wrecks, which is why there's a ruined village. They got so civilized that they were, clear cutting the land around them in mass without doing it in piece by piece to let the nature around them and the animals around them get used to it. They were just, taking and taking and taking and giving nothing back. And so they just, in a mass avalanche of animals, just ran ramshad through that town and decimated them. and those who didn't die in the onset of the wrath of the herds left and never came back. So the understanding in the world building is that if you mess around with nature, nature fucks you up. So it's sad that the harpies are sad, but at the same time, yeah, it's a thing. they they care about their own species. Let's see here. I keep Soda Pop close. There may be something hidden behind the rock. In the north, you find tall rocks sticking out of the land, like fingers of a buried troll. The southern brook hides even more grasses and shrubs, which end with yet another rock face. There is no obvious obstacles that would block you from entering the village, but there's also enough space to look around the wall. So, we have options. We could prepare our crossbow for anything that might jump out at us. We could cross the brook and take a look around. We could walk along the palisade near the southern building. We could go north to the shore, or we could simply enter the hamlet. We'll probably do a combination of these things. But 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Crossbow, brook, palisade, shore, or hamlet. What shall we do first, chat? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Count says 1, then 3. Winter Fairy agrees on 1. Preparing the crossbow might be advantageous, yes. We don't know what lives out here. I mean, the harpies clearly live nearby, but we don't know what lives out here specifically. And for those of you who like being sad, I finished my coffee. There's no more coffee. Terribly sad. I have to switch to water now. Oh no, hydration. The ones are currently in the lead. What does the rest of chat think? If I know Winter Fairy as well as I do, she already has coffee probably at hand. But yes, feel free to go get some, Count. Thank you. What can I say, Winter Fairy? I know you well. Coffee is love. Coffee is life. We both have coffee in our lives. It's a good thing. Count is my other coffee connoisseur person. He also is all about the coffee as well. Which is funny because I'm about coffee and tea and soda and caffeine in general, really. Caffeine in general is great. Chocolate covered coffee beans, fantastic. You know, all of that and more. Well, it looks like the ones have it. We're going to ready that crossbow. Yes, prepare that crossbow. You take off the linen sack that protects your weapon and prepare it for a shot. Then raise it to your eye, getting used to aiming. As you lower it, you feel confident. If anything shows up, you'll have the first shot. All right, we are prepared. I go to a different spot. So now we have the actual choice of brook, palisade, shore, or hamlet. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You guys tell me what to do and I will do it. Because that's how we play this game together. It's not just me playing this game, it's me and my chat playing this game together, because the more the merrier, right? It's a party here 5 days a week. Let's go. That does not mean, lurkers, that you must say anything. I appreciate you guys just as much. I'm glad that you're here. I hope you're enjoying. It's nice to have you. But for those who are big on chat participation, which I adore, brook, palisade, shore, or hamlet, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Where are we going first? The lovely thing I think about this game is that, as you can see, we only have a little bit of this picture, essentially where we can see. And as we go exploring through this, the rest of it will come into being, which is really a very nice thing. The fact that it's... Oh, sorry, Awkward's like, top down, because we know we're going to go everywhere. We could do that. I could just go running through this and read all the things like we do sometimes. But yeah, I do love that this is the pixelated art is beautifully done in very sepia colors. It's so aesthetic. I love it. All right. Winter Fairy also says top down. That's not even an option I gave you guys, and yet you know me well. Oh, the top downs currently are in the lead, even though I didn't even give that option. Apparently, it's always an option for my chat. We're having fun today. We absolutely are. All right. Well, the top downs have it. I will just read for a while. Let's go. I'm going to cross the brook. Ooh, nice. The area is surrounded by cliffs. Like an antechamber in a palace, the meadow here is modest, but still lengthy enough for Soda Pop to enjoy it. You count the tree stumps and boughs, then realize that this lay is but a dead shell of a lush corpse, a clearing left behind by the settlers. A single shrub is still alive, too weak to withstand the sun and winds by itself. You think of the roots spreading beneath your boots, now dead and rotting. Aw, so sad. I will go to the shore in the west. The stones here are almost as huge as a building, both on land and in the water. You can only guess how much space they occupy beneath the surface. You inspect the dead tree growing by the brook and find an old necklace among its roots. It's made from a leather strip, now covered in mold, a long cream-covered seashell, and a few thin round flakes, most likely made of a sea monster's tooth. You try to wash it, but to no avail. I will just shove that into a sack. Where would I like to go? So pretty. I walk along the palisade near the southern building. You tell Soda Pop to drink from the brook and enter the narrow path. The building, which has a door leading outside of the palisade, is closed, and its roof has collapsed. On the ground, you find a wooden bowl, a mug, a spoon, and a fishing rod. All of them are rotten, broken, or swollen by rains and hoarfrosts. So I return to my horse. We will go to the north, to the other shore on the other side. Wah! The farther north you go, the more the grass gets replaced by sand. You walk by dozens of rocks, many of which are larger than you, or even 2 or 3 people standing on top of each other. The land reaching from this point to the distant steep cliff is desolate. One could bring here a treasure, bury it under any of those silent sentinels, and never find it again. So I return to the lake. To the gate. Sorry, I can read. I love how it feels like a GM that has half-built towns and ideas, and the response from the adventurers leads to the town growing. No, there's no apothecary, but one of the villagers is willing to admit that there is a witch who lives in the woods. Yeah, it's very much that feel. I mean, this is a sort of choose your own adventure story if it was an RPG, essentially. This is the very much this feel, and in fact, all of those words are in its description on Steam. So it's a fun time. I'm enjoying it. I like the world building. Actually, it's not as complicated and extensive as say Dungeons and Dragons, but it's definitely got that TTRPG feel to it, which is really very lovely. All that is left is to go to the hamlet. So we will enter the hamlet finally. It's going to be in 2 parts. Nice. The roaring ocean overwhelms the whimper of soggy, broken beams. The huts would take a lot of work, but are not beyond restoration, especially the one in the center, whose simple roof has managed to protect its walls. By its open entrance, you spot a bucket of water as well as boot prints. So, we have an option, chat. 1, anyone here? I don't want to hurt you. Or 2, come out before I find you first. 1, nice. 2, mean. 1 or 2, nice or mean. How are we going to respond to the person who is likely living here? Winter Fairy is an instant I will be nice because she's always polite. Count agrees. So the ones are currently in the lead. What does the rest of chat want to do? 1 or 2? Ooh. All the ones. Even Sorry Awkward didn't try to to be contrary today. Wow. Feeling a little guilty for showing up late, I think. I'm teasing. You're fine. We're going to be polite. Anyone here? I don't want to hurt you. The strong voice of a young woman reaches you from the building in front of you. If so, maybe put down that crossbow, so fine, I put it on the ground, let me see you, or as long as you don't give me a reason to shoot, you're safe. One or two. Um, compromise or let's see, compromise or witty remark. Those are your keywords. Compromise or witty remark. Uh, count Count says one. Let them see peace. All right, so we've got to vote for one. I don't know the lone wolf games count. You will definitely have to throw me some suggestions on that. Maybe we'll see them here on my channel. Who knows? I'm very much about story, and choose your adventure stories are very fun. So we've done choice of games here. We've done 80 days here. RoadWarden is our current one, but yeah, I've got playlists on my YouTube channel for anyone who's interested. Um, you should be able to find the link to my YouTube channel on my Twitch page. Oh yeah, no, I don't have the books. I love books. I mean, clearly, but yeah, I don't think well, if I did more face cam stuff, maybe that would be okay, but I don't do face cam. So, we're going to be nice and put our crossbow on the ground. It should be in my banner. Sorry, awkward. It could be in my banner. It should be in the banner. But I will sort that out. Like my Twitch page and my YouTube page, to be frank, it's the same name. Like you can't miss me. But I don't even have that link in my Twitter either, which I should fix. But yeah, no, I'm like basic bare bones babby streamer here. I apologize. I don't have any cool art. I don't have any emotes ready for affiliate time. I got nothing. So bear with me guys. I'm basic. Too basic. So basic. But yeah, we're gonna put this crossbow down and be like, let me see you. All right. After a few breaths, the tall and slim woman steps into the threshold. Her strung longbow is resting against her hip, and you spot the arrow quills sticking out from the quiver. She's standing sideways to you, ready to take a shooting stance. This, combined with her raised chin, gives her a proud, confident look. If she's a traveler, it's unusual that she carries no major scars, bruises, or wounds. She's tanned, with flaxen curly hair that is too short to reach her shoulders. It's disorderly and of uneven length, most likely cut with a dagger. Her upper lip is unusually large. Hey, we found a hunter. Definitely, we found a hunter. So we could say that she's a thief, which I don't think so. We could say that she's a slave. When have we encountered slavery in RoadWarden? But yeah, maybe she's a big game huntress is quite likely the most actually interesting option. Let's check our journal for a second, shall we? Missing hunters. Dahlia. She's the bravest of them with strong legs. She has simple ways and looks for beasts in the open by the roads. Her hair is light, always tied in a single braid. But I don't know. I have thoughts. We've been to a lot of places and there's 3 of them. We have to see one eventually. Yeah, that's fair. If she was a slave, she ran from the north, washed up on the shore. No slaves here in our world, I hope. I don't know. I mean, they've mentioned slaves, but like we've not seen them anywhere in the north, outside of like undead people being risen up, doing things. Technically, they are enslaved corpses, but they're corpses, so it's not people anymore. But probably a missing hunter from the trio. but yes. Her hair is too short. So there's actually 2 women that we have heard of in this game that rock a longbow. One of them is one of the hunters from Creeks. The other one of them is one of Theus's kids, adopted kids, who was supposed to go marry someone in either Creeks or Gale Rocks and was being escorted by Asteron and didn't and is presumed dead. This could be her. Yeah, no. I mean, it could just be the hunter that cut their hair short because or not necessarily cut their hair short, but like their braid got grabbed so they cut it off kind of deal. But yeah, we both know that we know that at the very least the girl from Howler's Dell, who's presumed dead or presumed a wandering corpse by now, rocked a longbow. So this could be her, actually. That's why I went to the quest to look up the description to see if an upper lip that is unusually large was part of the description. But no, I don't have that. So 1, 2, or 3, what will it be? Chat, you tell me. Thief, slave, or huntress are the keywords. 1, 2, or 3. What's it gonna be? I agree. Count. I like 3, but it's up to my chat because that's how we roll there. 3 seems the least rude as well. Yeah, no, we like to be polite here, and Caleb likes it. It is Caleb's favorite number. It is Caleb's favorite number. It is Caleb approved. Absolutely. Even if he's not weighing in on the vote today, it is Caleb approved absolutely because it's the third option. Yes. Maybe she's a big game huntress has won. Her worn, baggy tunic has no sleeves, and her legs are uncovered, showing how impeccably clean her skin is. She observes you keenly, but her sparkling, curious hazel eyes carry no anger. So, friendly option is, I'm sorry to disturb your peace. Can we talk? The playful option is, I hope you're not looking for target practice. The distanced, aka neutral option is, I didn't expect to find someone in these ruins. The intimidating option that we've literally never used once is, keep that bow away. I'm not in the mood for bloodshed. And the vulnerable option is, I raise my hands. I yield. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. You guys tell me, and I will do that. Winter Fairy starts off with distanced. I love playful on this, 2 or maybe 1. You got to pick one. Count. I'm not. It's a pick one option situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. We have a vote for 3, distanced. The playful option is fun. That's for sure. I don't think we've ever used a playful option either. 2, and I'll back others on 1 if I can't lead a 3 person. Okay. Trav also says 3. I have a vote for 2. And I have a feeling that Sorry Awkward is also voting for 2 just to make me decide. I have 2 votes for 3 and 2 votes for 2. You guys are not helpful. Well, that means that I get to vote, and we all know that I guilt chat when I have to vote, when I have to be the tiebreaker. I mean, I like her, and I'd like to tell her a joke. You're getting neither. I'm gonna go vulnerable. This is what happens when I have to choose. I get to choose whatever I want, and you guys don't get a say. And I didn't even choose the most terrible option. I chose another not terrible option. I raise my hands. I yield. She tilts her head to the right and bites her upper lip and returns the arrow to her quiver. I accept your, well, surrender. She takes a few steps forward, stepping barefoot on the sand, and suddenly looks around with scared eyes. Once she realizes it's not a trap after all, she takes a deep breath and points at Soda Pop. "'Tis a horse, is it not?" She heads in its direction, and your palfrey snorts, shaking its head. So, do we tell her don't bother it? It's not used to this place, which is not true. We've been running around everywhere. Or do we tell Soda Pop to relax and show the woman how to pet the horse? 1 or 2, you know what to do. Count as already started with a vote for 2. To be fair, horses are actually not native to the north. They're native to the south. On the other side of Havlavin, the big city south of here. So like we've in this area, Saurians are kind of the big pack animal type animal because they're native to the area. Horses are from so far down south that none of the natives here would have seen them. So it's not like, oh, horses are uncommon here. It's like this is probably the first horse anyone has seen for a long time, if ever. Just saying. No, he had a Saurian. The previous RoadWarden Asteron had a Saurian. So Howler's Dell has some horse crossbreeds. Yep, they do have some horse crossbreeds, but again, not an actual horse in the vicinity for a long, long time. Yeah. Yeah, it's an actual horse, especially of Soda Pop's caliber, because Soda Pop is a gigantic horse. Like, think the largest draft horse you can think of, and then size it up, but without the feathering around the hooves. And that is what Soda Pop is. Soda Pop is a gigantic horse. Like, you don't even understand. This is fantasy horse here. Soda Pop is a beast of a horse. But it looks like the 2s have it. It is overwhelming. Please tell Soda Pop to relax so that this woman can pet a horse. Yes, a horse that can look down on you, Count, and I know how tall you are. She follows your lead with a wide grin, but then showers you with questions. What does it eat? A male or a female? Is it faster than a deer? Can it kill a wolf? How does it sleep? Can it do any tricks? After some time, you notice that Soda Pop's ears start to flinch, and you explain that you should give it some privacy. The woman obediently leaps away, huffing with enthusiasm. Sure, what a lovely beast. She keeps to observe your mouth, even though it already walks away from her. So, this is definitely the last option here is the end of the conversation. So, the options are, do we ask the questions top down? Do we ask the questions bottom up, skewing the ending of the conversation? Do we do every other question, every third question? In what order do we do these questions? Because we will be asking all of them. Top down, bottom up, every other, every 2, or every 3. Those are your options. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Top down, bottom up, every other, every 2, or every 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I know that everyone's favorite is top down, but I'm willing to do them in a strange order because why not? Introduce yourself first. It is polite. Wow, I think this is the first time that people are like, specific questions first. Okay, I will give chat an option. There are 7 questions, skewing the last because it's an ending of a conversation. In what order do I do the 7 questions? You can do them by number. So, just give me the numbers in an order with either a space or a dash or something between them. 2, 4, then all the rest. That's fair. Okay. 2, then 4 seems to be the consensus so far. 2, 4, 3, past that it don't matter. 1 and 8. Okay. Well, that's what chat's consensus is we will start with 2 and go to 4 and figure it out from there. Got it. Understood, chat. Thank you very much. I am Salron, the RoadWarden. She clicks her tongue and looks away, observing the sand dancing in the wind. So there's a new one already. Pause. But there's not much for you to find here. There's not even ghosts here. Who are you? Just a friendly recluse. She draws the bowstring gently, though not very patient one. Better tell me what brought you here. I see. I don't do the accent very well. It seems like everyone has a slightly Scottish accent of some sort. Not is nay, no is no, that kind of thing. I do not do it well. I'm too bloody American for that. No, actually, the general extent of everyone talks like that, Count. You just haven't really been here lately, where I've been doing a lot of conversating with people. Most everyone in this game does. It's very actually lovely. I hear it in my brain, but my mouth does not do. So, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. She's basically said, "What are you doing here?" And both are real. Which one do I start with? Asteron or Howler's Dell? Goodness. 1 or 2, everyone. That's the vote. 1 or 2. Which one do I do next? 1 or 2. Because that's the logical continuation of this conversation, considering what she just said. So, Counts starting off the vote with 2. What does the rest of chat think? 1 or 2? I currently only have a vote for 2. 1 vote for 2. Single vote for 2. Sorry, Awkward agrees. Nice. Yep, the 2s have it. I'm trying to find Asteron, the previous RoadWarden. She huffs loudly, then spreads out her arms as if to show there's no one here. I need to speak with him myself. Mayself. Tell him that if you ever find him. Oh, she's mad. Also, the people of Howler's Dell want me to check on this place. It belongs to them. Nay, let's not troll shit one another. What does Theus want? Coming from her mouth, the mayor's name is like a toothache. Ooh, this is getting spicy. Why do you think it's her? Everyone else has given up on this place. Only she still brings it up. If your horse is here, someone helped you with the rocks, and nay farmer would come here without an order. She wanted me to take a look, see if there are any monsters here. Blood on all of it. She looks at the gate, lets out a huff, then straightens up and meets your eyes. She must know that what you've seen. She points at you with the tip of her bow. Do not tell her I'm here. Or better yet, do not tell her this place is still standing. I was right. I thought it could have been 2 people, the female hunter or the missing daughter, and I was right. There's a reason why I said nothing, because I was like, But that has been a loose end, because we've not found her corpse. You're her daughter, the one slaughtered by goblins. Aye, that's my story, and I need it to stay this way. Asteron, help me. My ma... Tears well up in her eyes, and her brown cheeks blush. Her voice fills up with spite. Theus takes whatever fits in her talons. She was pushing me into a marriage out of spite, to punish me. But I will not be chained. Not by her, not by others. I am a master of the bow, the hunt, and spells of mine. I'll come back as my own soul, as Aegidia, the archeress, nay, a mayor's daughter, and she'll have nay power over me. Ooh. So, we could ask, what's in it for me? And be that asshole. We could say, why do you want the villagers to stay away? Or we could ask, what do you have against Theus? You might be surprised, sorry, awkward, but I'm kind of a genius. I have a very high IQ for finding patterns, and that's why I went to go check descriptions, because I was like, there are 2 missing women in the world, and only one of them, and both of them are hunters of some sort, or at the very least fighters of some sort, and at least one of them is known to rock a longbow. So I was like, it could be one of 2 people. Let's go check descriptions. And then I couldn't find the description of the daughter. I was like, dang it. So yeah, what are we asking? Count wants to ask, why do you want the villagers to stay away? That's the beginning of the vote, but it's 1, 2, or 3. What, why, or Theus? To be frank, Trav, we could decide not to say anything, as in we just don't click the option. Like, we could lie of omission this. Or we could tell her the truth, or we could tell this girl that we're going to tell Theus because she needs to confront Theus about this on obviously. It's one of those things that we might have more options than we think, or we might have less options than we think. But either way, we're going to figure this out. Yeah, I mean, we could absolutely, definitely recruit her for, well, I don't know if it's an option to recruit her for Pell to the North, but maybe it is. I don't know. Sorry, Awkward is the one who knows. Feel free to whisper message him. That would be fine by me. I have 2 votes for 2, however. Why do you want the villagers to stay away? Theus is very interesting. I see Theus' side of things. Like, she is the mayor of a city that she is trying to help thrive, not just survive the North, thrive, to be the place of wealth and power and supplies for the entirety of the North. Like, I get where she's coming from. It's very ambitious. And as much as it is very sweet that her and her husband take in all of the children that do not have parents of their own, because obviously people die fast, they die quickly, they die to the woods all the time. Orphans happen a lot up here because of it. It is not just as a kindness or a charity, it is absolutely to further her ideals and to have more ability to gain connections through marriage and, raise up these kids to be useful members of their little village society. Like, I get it. Yeah, Creeks is a kinder village in comparison to Howler's Dell. Absolutely. But at the same time, Creeks is also just barely hanging on, whereas Howler's Dell, which, to be frank, has been established for longer, is 100% doing very well, all things considered, considering how dangerous it is up here. And they're self-sufficient, and Theus is trying to not only make them self-sufficient, but also make them successful and wealthy in a way that the Ruined Village just absolutely did not manage, that Old Pagos has not managed to do, although Old Pagos is suffering from a plague at the moment, that none of the other villages up here have managed. Like, she's very ambitious. I get where she's coming from. I also get where Ajadia is coming from as well. She did not want to be a pawn for her mother, the woman who raised her. She does not want to be a pawn. She wants to be her own woman, and I get that as well. So it's the classic mother-daughter disconnect of during the coming of age years, during the point in one's life where you are trying to become your own individual and your parent does not agree with your choices. Like, I get both sides of this whole thing. It's awful. Been there, done that. shall we say. But yeah, so this is gonna be tricky. All right, why do you want the villagers to stay away? She puts a hand on the tip of her bow and starts to stroke it with her fingers. I hope howlers will prosper, I do, but they already have more than they can eat. I'll meet with the forest speakers after the first thaw and show them I can handle this place. I'll be its guardian, live here with my friends, and neigh the mayor's eye. She steps closer to you. The corners of her eyes are turning red. I need it more than they need some fish. Ooh. So, we still have the option to ask what's in it for me. We could make a judgment call here and say you don't have the right to hinder the well-being of the entire village, which we know the loss of this hamlet would not hinder them. You assume a lot. You can't expect all your plans to succeed, which is a reasonable thing to bring up. As anyone who has ever done a combat simulation knows, the plan only works on paper up until contact with the enemy, which in this case may in fact be Theus. The druids don't control the village. Theus does, which, yes and no. They kind of have a say. They also kind of let Theus run the place because they don't want to deal with the whining and the paperwork, which I don't blame them for, because the whining and the paperwork is what makes being in charge really kind of a pain. And we could still also ask, what do you have against Theus? I give my perspectives all the time. Sorry, awkward. Where have you been? Clearly, you showed up only during RoadWarden, because anyone who watched me play any of my choice of games playthroughs in the past knows that when it comes to the options, I tend to give my opinion on them often. Although it usually delved down to which stat a certain option was pegged to most of the time. But, I try. I've been learning about this world, and now that we're coming to the end of the story, there's more to talk about. More assumptions to be made. Well, yeah, I've mentioned it before, but I guess I don't promote myself very often. I'm terrible at PR, as you might have noticed. I'm awful. I don't even post anything of worth on my Twitter either. It's just, hey, I'm streaming lately. I really should let my Twitter people, because I have 600 followers there for whatever crazy reason. I don't know. I think it's mostly just I retweet things and they're like, ooh, I like that too. Let's be friends. I don't know. Twitter's weird. It's kind of a shit show these days, but it's weird. So yeah. I would know about the whining and the paperwork. Yes, I would know about the whining and the paperwork. It's awful. So let's see here. The voting has been 4, let's show her the biggest wall. 3 would do the same as 4, but less kindly. Trav has said they'll trade for fish, which is more people on the road, more disturbance, more attacks from animals, more dead or injured people, because she wants to stay here without others visiting. Sounds a tad bit selfish of her. Yeah. I don't know. She's young. She clearly hasn't thought it through, but she's also seen how Theus has run Howler's Dell, so she does know how to be the leader of a community. At least she's seen a reasonably good example of it. But she's young enough that she hasn't really thought it through yet. And to be fair, there's only, as far as we know, there's only her here right now. So if she's actually capable of running this hamlet, we don't know yet. She is untried. Well, actually, I think that she was tried. I think her mother actually did try to marry her off to Creeks. Could have been Gale Rocks, but I actually think her mother tried to marry her off to Creeks, and she would have been much happier there, absolutely. But yeah, it looks like 4 and 3 are the votes on the table. So sorry, awkward. Do you think that you could find it in your heart to be a tiebreaker today? I agree, sorry, awkward. She has survived quite a bit on her own, and I don't think she's nearly as much like Eudocia as you want to believe, because she clearly says her and her friends. She's pretending to be dead right now, but when she goes back to Howler's Dell and makes it known that she's not dead, she clearly still has friends there. So I actually think that it's more I wanted to see if I could make it work here so that I could teach other people how to survive in this hamlet sort of situation, rather than Eudocia's I don't need other people, fuck them. Because clearly fuck them was the thing that she said, because she was like, I'm from Old Pagos, but I'm not going back. So sorry, awkward says 4 then 3. That is a good point. If I can do multiple, that might be the way I would go as well. You know what, guys? I'm actually going to make this decision. I'm going to override chat because I liked Sorry Awkward's thought process there. Yes, Sorry Awkward, sometimes I read minds. Please just excuse that. It's not something I control that well. The druids don't control the village, Theus does. She controls what my neighbors let her control, and only because she's good at hiding from them when they do not want to see what they do not want to see. But let her fail. She smiles. Let the others hear that their good old fishing spot has turned into ruins. Once I'm back, this moment of weakness may make just the difference. You assume a lot. You can't expect all your plans to succeed. I can, and I do. I know these folks, Traveler. You sound like the mayor right now. Only she is allowed to take risks. Only she can make mistakes. Only she can be brave. Well, she straightens up, grasping her bow firmly. I carry a brave soul. I'm ready to be wrong and face the consequences, if that's the only path to freedom. Ooh. Spicy. I like her attitude. Man, I remember those years. I had that attitude once. I don't anymore. Life got complicated and horrible. But yeah, dang, she's spicy. I don't know that she wants to overthrow her mother, because clearly her mother knows how to run Howler's Dell. I think she just wants to show that she's her own person here in this hamlet. Like, I know it sounds very much like, well, anything she can do, I can do better. Like, that's what it comes off at. But you have to remember that Theus is a 40-something, maybe 50-something woman who has been in charge of Howler's Dell for a good chunk of her life, probably a few decades now, if not longer. This lovely archeress, is much younger. She's late teens, early 20s-ish, in my estimation. She's still young enough to make stupid mistakes, but she's old enough to understand the person she wants to become and has not yet become. Like, she knows what she wants. And yes, she'll change her mind and make decisions and probably not end up the way she thinks she will. But right now, she's like, this is the path I want to take with my life. And my mother never let me. Did not let me even start to make my own decisions. And I'm mad about that. So it comes off as very much, I want to run over and coup my mother. But it's not that. It's, I want to make my stand for independence here. To heck with my mother. That's what I'm reading into it, as someone who went through this phase in my life many ages ago, because I'm old now. Not that old, but old. That's what I'm reading here. Yeah, she couldn't manage a coup. Like, there's no way. But she does know the people of Howler's Dell, and she can make her mother doubt, or at the very least scramble a little bit. It will not go the way she thinks it will, but it will not go that differently from what she thinks either. It will definitely be not necessarily a win, but a path in a direction, not necessarily the correct one. As we've mentioned before, in my opinion, she would have been much happier in Creeks. She decided not to go there. She decided to do her own thing. I can't fault her for that. I can't say that she's experienced enough to know all the ways this will go horrifically wrong, but she definitely knows what she wants right now and is not afraid to put her foot down and make a stand for it. And that's bravery right there, guys. She's probably terrified right now that we will tattle and ruin all her plans, and she's still making her want known, her decisions known. So yeah, there's no way out of this conversation. I haven't really put it to a vote, but Count has said maybe we should ask what she has against Theus, just to really fully realize what is going on here. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. Winterfairy says you don't have the right to hinder the well-being of an entire village. I don't think that's what she's going to do. Oh, yes. Winterfairy sometimes is hard to count. I don't know how blurry it is on your screen, but yeah, we have 3 choices. I haven't really put it to a vote, but since you agree with Count, we're just gonna ask. Hey, what's up with you and Theus? She pulls the string of her bow. I'm Nea Bard, words escape me, and my pain shall die with me, but Elpis, a forest speaker, also knows the real Mare. She wants others to see her as strong at all costs. She swings the bow like a staff right above the ground as if to hit invisible legs. She punishes those who stand against her, and I did the worst crime of them all. She makes a dramatic pause. I doubted her. Ooh. Yeah, that's a hard place to be as a daughter, to be honest. It is a hard place to be the person who goes, yeah, but you don't always make the right decisions either because you're just as human as the rest of us. And mom going, but I'm the woman in charge. Like, that's rough. I don't think that either Theus or this archeress is wrong. I actually think that they're just 2 sides of the same conversation. 2 viewpoints of the same conversation. What is right and what is wrong, what is black and what is right, and who decides. This is that conversation. Some of you may recognize that from the Untamed because I'm obsessed with the Untamed right now. It's my current obsession. Don't ask. But yeah, I actually believe that this is just very much mother-daughter like mother-daughter separation dynamics, apron string cutting dynamic. Here we go again. Hey guys, technical difficulties have happened again. Let me know if I'm back. Pretty please. Yay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It happens on occasion. My internet blips and then it all goes wonky. So I've fixed it. Well, I haven't fixed the reason why it happens, but I've fixed the stream, so we're back. All right. Cool. Yeah, the first moment that I realized that I'm loading back into Twitch chat is the point when I know that my internet has blipped for who knows what reason at any point in time. It just happens. But yes, so as I was saying, yeah, this is definitely just mother-daughter dynamics that have gone horribly, horrifically wrong. Oh no, it's happening again. Technical difficulties continuing. Oh no. We'll see if it solidifies here in a moment. Thank you, Restream.io, for not entirely kicking me out of the streaming ability and trying to reconnect me when it does this. I appreciate you, Stream.io. Restream.io. It's how I stream. They're good people there. It's also the reason why I have VODs on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so the vote on the table is 1 or 2. What's in it for me, or you don't have the right to hinder the well-being of the entire village. Which is kind of judgmental, I think. I don't like to. It's very judgmental. But 1 or 2, chat, what shall we do? I'm depending on all of you. So I have a vote for 1 from Count starting off. Assuming that the connection finally solidifies enough that I don't get kicked out again, we might be able to get through this vote. Let's do it. Let's go. All right, that's the ones are in the lead. No, she doesn't, but again, she's already mentioned that there's more food that everyone can eat. Like Howler's Dell is not at a loss for anything except fish right now, and they could trade with Gale Rocks for fish if they really wanted fish. So they're not hurting for anything. Like she's already said, they're already successful. They don't need this hamlet. She's not really hindering the well-being of the entire village by keeping the hamlet for her and her friends. So it's a bit judgmental to say that, to be quite frank. But I have 2 votes for 1. Anybody else want to weigh in? All right, the ones have it. Yeah, she could trade with Howler's Dell. That's the option I see going forward is them becoming trade partners between mother and adopted daughter, and it would be okay, but you know, Theus may not agree. She's kind of silly. She chews on her lower lip and straightens. Favor for she one that's been able to stay alive all by herself for half a year, which is not yeah, she has. Dang it. What is with this connection? But why though? I've done everything on my end to solidify my internet connection. I have no control over this. I'm so sorry.